This is the Arduino Lab, Virgil Elkington Lab 4. We've got a little bit of problem with it. I can't get the motor run. Sometimes it runs, sometimes it doesn't. We're getting 0.186 voltage across it. So somehow the transistor right here is sucking down a lot of power and it's not getting across. I've tested the motor with a 9-volt battery. I've also tested it with just straight across with the 5 volts coming from the Arduino board, and that all seems to work, and it works really good. All right, what I'm going to talk about here is the lab setup. Here is before. To the left we have the bank of 4 lights. I have the board common, red to red and blue to blue, so it's common around on the outside. What I've done here, since I can't get the motor going, and when I was writing the code, I had put this red light in here, just jumping it over so that I can see the flashes and all that the programming was correct. And we're going to go through that here in a bit. Right now it's off, everything's plugged in and lit off. So we'll see if we can get things moving here. We'll show it. So first thing, I'm going to put the first light on. Well, I hit it too hard. There's the first light. So everything's going. Well, everything was going. I got a jumper that goes just to show that the red light is what the motor would be spinning if it was spinning. But it kind of wants to, see? It kind of wants to spin, but you got to flip it. So the second light would make sure everything's off. So it'll be a blue light coming on. So the motor shuts off. And then the green light is the pulsating. Oh, I hit it too hard. Green light's the pulsating one. I think my switch is starting to wear out. And you'll see the red light pulsate. Fortunately, the motor doesn't do it because it doesn't get enough voltage across. I'll try to get it going. See, it's off. Let me put the, see, it's pulsating. The motor should be running now with the yellow light. It wants to, but just not enough voltage getting across. I even reduced the resistor right here down to 100 ohms to set up the current even more, but it didn't go there. So let's just pretend the red light is the motor. I think we showed it already, but I'll show it again. White light, first light on, and the motor would be running. Blue light comes on, the motor goes off. Green light, daggone switch, I'm going to have to replace it. The green light comes on and is pulsating. And then the yellow light comes on and it's off, and another click, the motor would be off. Let's see if we can do it one more time with a bad switch. White light, blue light, green light pulsating, yellow light off, on, yellow light as per spec would be on, click, the fifth click off. Blue, white, blue, green, yellow, off. White, blue, green, yellow, off. So let's talk about the setup here. Ports 2, 3, 4, and 5. White, blue, green, and yellow feed a white, blue, green, yellow LED. and going to the resistor down to ground. As I mentioned before, I have a jumper going from the output, which is this blue jumper, and that comes out of our pin 11. And I just have a jumper going off of that one, so it shows as a motor. But otherwise, if the motor was working, maybe I got too big of voltage. I don't know. I'm getting too big of voltage drop. So it goes from the right command on this blue jumper, which is 11, and it jumps over and goes through this resistor, which is tied up to the center pole of this 220 of this transistor. The power comes off the board, off the Arduino, to the red, and it gets jumped over to the first leg of the resistor, a transistor. And then from the third leg of the transistor, we have it going to the red power supply to the motor, and then the diode goes over into, crosses over, goes into ground, and that's the circuit. And of course, here's a standard button circuit we had there. Power going into it clicks, and then it writes or inputs into pin 7 and goes to a resistor into ground. Everything into ground. Actually, a very basic circuit. It all works very well, except this dadgum power going to the motor is not enough, and I'd like to get to know that. But that shouldn't affect the lab too much, since we have the red light indicating it. So we'll go through one more time. So everything's off: white, blue, green, yellow, red. That's all.